we're back at it. So we're back here once again. Apparently we just had to leave and come back in.
First there were no Dragon Balls, so I went and searched the Dragon Balls and came back empty-handed. So I thought, you know, fine, I'm just gonna come back to the village, right? That's where all good things happen. So I came back to the village, and lo and behold, there was a Dragon Ball in the exact same place I left when this cutscene occurred. So I went back in the tavern, and bam, got a cutscene again. So I had to leave, go to another world, come back here so I could find Dragon Ball, so I could talk to Lolly, Dr. Princess again. Yeah, that seems to be about the gist of it. Both sides are in the game. Idols and fans both partaking in a shared fantasy. Well, we're getting to the realm of the metaphysical here, but I still don't really care. It's good on you, Kirito. Numbers are insignificant.
Just having a bit of fun.
No, which is probably good. I don't know why these games want to glorify the idol industry. It's a really, really exploitative and creepy industry. Just
such a sublime experience.
That's why do you gotta be all Tokyo Mirage sessions about it?
Now that's a game we could just sit down and play right now. Maybe afterward.
Be infinitely better than this.
You know, it's not that motorcycle passed by and it's infinitely as entertaining and engaging as what I'm watching right now.
Treating me like a kid. Well, you are 12.
You're 12 with a PhD, but you're still 12.
I mean, like, do the math on that. It takes like a normal person anywhere between 4 and 6 years to get a PhD. And beyond that, like, I don't know. Like, you probably need some sort of undergraduate coursework before you get accepted to a PhD program. And let's say she's like an uber genius, and she did like all of her undergrad in 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
But beyond that, like, how much primary school between like kindergarten all the way through high school can you feasibly skip before you could be legally accepted into an undergraduate program?
You'll definitely need like the high school like degree diploma. So there's that. So you need to have like high school at the most, at least. So it would have to be like maybe a year, or I guess it depends on like, because I don't even know like, I guess how geniuses go through like the school system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even then, let's assume that you first need to establish like a baseline of knowledge. So that you have like a basic understanding of the world, say a foundation for PhD research. Let's say, you know, let's say she's a genius and like she just picks up on things really quickly and starts to do that when she's, you know, fully cognizant of her environment, say around like 3 or so. So she starts picking up on things, learning principles really quickly, and has the equivalent of a high school education by the time she's, I don't know, like
8, 7.
Yeah, let's say like
7. I get
yeah,
it.
like 7.
It's a joke.
It's a funny joke.
I don't know. I mean, surely she would have to take some kind of like exam just to see like where she sits, and not to mention we're talking like Japanese society as well. So I don't know like the extent of that.
Dragon Balls again.
Looks like we're going back inside. We're gonna talk to 7 again.
What is this?
It's Groundhog Day.
Just why? Why can't you just tell? See, there's Dragon Ball. It's gonna be the same place. Yeah, it's gonna be the same place. Why can't we just have one coherent cutscene? Oh, is it with you? Oh, I'd be back. Of course you did, because you're the one who controls the Dragon Balls, aren't you? Or are you Shinran? Master of Dragon Balls? What, is he gonna make a wish? We're first gonna collect 7 Dragon Balls. I must have collected like 700 Dragon Balls at this point. It tells me where to go. And I collect Dragon Balls, and then bam, there it goes. The story progresses. And now I'm here again.
Sure. So.
See, that also makes me think you're a kid. Because you talk like that. Well, you got a PhD. Talk gooder. You don't have to have
sword skill?
an ordinal scale, do you? I don't know why. No ordinal scale.
Focus on clearing. What is clearing it? I mean, you got to get to the world tree, so go to the world tree.
Yeah, you've already cleared it. You rescued the princess from certain rape. So Haven't you already kind of? But you know, what the fuck do I know? I don't play this game.
Although, if this actually does some progression here, maybe we can actually pick up on some old skills that would actually be better than what we have now.
Yeah, when are we gonna learn how to hack people back to life? Where's that skill? I guess we don't really need it.
Wait.
Oh, okay. You know what?
All right, we're going back in again. It's okay. It's okay. We got this. We got this.
I know the pattern. It's too. Wait. Hold on.
Something completely different.
She's now when check out the road and just try to fall side. But I return. We're doing see if you can find him. It just instantly brings to mind the most recent SpongeBob, the mocking SpongeBob meme.
That's what I'm trying to do. Gabe and I are so like enamored with that meme. It's so great.
Oh, we got Sator's key. Do we break the cycle? Can we just go to a dungeon? Can we open that door now? Oh boy, let's do it. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so fucking excited right now. Wait, this is the wrong dungeon. I am too used to teleporting. Okay, this only teleports me back to town. I'm too used to teleporting to that specific boss's dungeon. Can't do that anymore.
Looking at Kirito's face, he's just like so bland. So, I'm not interested. I don't care about anything really.
Yeah, I know a poorly written character, but you know what? Fuck you.
Maybe he's just putting on a front. Maybe he's Maybelline.
Let's defy gravity. Okay,
Gravity.
Gravity, yeah!
Yes.
Let's rock it.
I really gotta watch that SpongeBob episode though.
No, like I have no idea what episode does that come from.
I guess it's a recent episode.
It must be because I don't, or it's like just a single frame from an older episode.
Yeah.
This is a pressing question.
This is a much more engaging question right now.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to those areas. Yeah, I know I've lost my right to complain about the level gaps, but you know what? Fuck you.
I have that video on the ready.
All right, excellent. Oh,
that's our motivation for this episode.
Man, I've never seen this dungeon before.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. I see like all these diagonal movements.
The goddamn layouts, the exact same. Why?
Samus, guide us.
I mean, I know, like this is a big game and all, and you know, I'm sure it takes a lot of time and effort to like plan out and draw dungeons. But I mean, that's something you gotta consider before you sit down and make this game, because this is just inexcusable. Like, how do people think this game is just okay? It's not. It's really bad. Like, so bad.
It is really bad.
But it's giving me a lot of money, so I guess I got a good review about it.
Actually, you know what? That reminds me of something. I was watching like a bit of like YouTube news about like a guy who works in a partnership with I think it's the World of Tanks, and he was kind of like giving his review.
Yeah.
He was giving his review on like I guess the newest expansion to it, and he just was not happy about it.
Yeah.
And so he made a video just like kind of negatively responding to like it, and I guess there was something that happened where the creators were like, "Hey, we're not really down with like this type of content. Like, can you take it down?" And he's like, "No." And I think they threatened to like do something about like their contract with him. And he's like, "Oh, okay, fine. I'll take down the video or something like that." And that just kind of brought it back to here. It's like we would. It's not. Well, I think we'd both mutually agree that we would not want to be sponsored by Sword Art Online.
Au contraire. Give us free shit, Sword Art Online. Or, you know, I have no idea who developed this game. Of course we're gonna fight the boss. But, like, who else is doing such comprehensive coverage of the games that you put out? Games are shit. But you can rely on us to constantly be playing them. So you know what? Give us money.
Yeah.
And free games.
Give us all the Asuna shirts.
give us all the Dakimakura.
Give me all the Kirito pillows. I mean, it's for my sister.
For who I totally, you know what? No, I'm not gonna dwell that territory because you already did that Sword Art Online, and it's disgusting. Stop it.
Oni-chan.
But you can find a more detailed version of that story. You just watch the Gymquisition about it if you.
Oh yeah, okay.
Into like 30-minute long rants and that kind of thing. But yeah, basically, like you said, this guy criticized a tank that was put out by Wargaming, and it's basically a tank that's got super heavy armor but a weak gun. So, in order for that tank to be useful outside of just not taking any damage, you have to use real money to buy special ammo for this tank to use.
Oh. Okay.
So, he basically called it a play-to-win tank.
Okay.
You know, they shot back saying, "Oh, it's theoretically not play-to-win because you don't have to buy the ammo because you can just get free ammo." Which, you know, aside from that, like the concept of having to pay for ammo in a war game just seems ridiculous.
Yeah. It's kind of, yeah, that's definitely ridiculous. But oh man, that argument of like the free to play, like you don't have to spend money to do this.
But
it's such a
useful.
Yeah, it's such a what's the word?
Bullshit.
There's a
better
phrase,
word for that.
There's a phrase for it. It's a cop out. Like sure, you don't need to like buy the ammo, but I mean it'd totally help if you got the ammo, but you don't have to.
Well,
so essentially the idea is that like if you complain about it, it's like, well, you don't have to get it.
Yeah, it's like,
and that's like, I guess like, or at least maybe that's just like from my like ignorant like perspective of like how free to play games are like set up, because essentially the idea is that you get more by paying for it instead of trying to get as much as you can without paying for it. And I mean that's pretty valid sound just like by itself, but there's definitely different like circumstances, just like the tank, where you see that there's a little bit less to gain by free playing, even more so.
Fuck, just let me move.
If that made any sense.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you're totally on the right about that. The argument that, oh, well, you don't have to do it, so you have no right to complain about it, is a really bad argument. And it's used a lot when we talk about things like, you know, surveillance. The argument is, well, you don't have to have a phone. You don't need a phone in your life, so if we collect metadata on your phone, you're volunteering for it because you bought a phone. It's a similar logic to free-to-play games. Like, you don't need to, but you know, they make the win conditions far, you know, harder than they would be for a normal game that isn't free to play. So in order to bring like the difficulty down to that of any other game that you would pay $60 for, they force microtransactions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're in the right there. I think the person who made that video about World of Tanks, it's totally in the right. I mean, I try not to make too much political statements on here, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take that polarizing position and say, fuck you for this particular instance, wargaming. Yeah, come at me. What are you gonna do? Shut down all of the wargaming videos we do on here?
All
yeah,
right.
that's what I thought.
I mean, yeah.
What are you gonna do? People who enjoy wargaming? What are you gonna do? Stop watching all of our wargaming videos?
No, don't.
That's what I thought.
Come back. We need you.
We need you to watch
Link,
all of the
save
World of
us.
Tanks videos we put out.
I mean, but also, I guess like by the tone, but this could be like completely like staged by like whoever like was presenting like the YouTuber's point of view. If it was like very negative about it, I can kind of understand why. I guess wargaming would be like, we don't really like this, because there's like definitely a difference between like constructive criticism and just like flat out like a dislike in something.
But
So
I mean,
like for example, we hate this game,
yeah, I think that's constructive criticism.
but we definitely give like points like of constructive criticism here and there.
But I mean, this particular YouTuber, I think it was constructive criticism because he's like, well, this is what the tank is. This is why the tank is bad. It's not like this game is just bullshit.
Right.
Hey, don't buy this game. Like, I mean, he's still very much like a fan of the game, but one who is constantly critical of it.
Yeah.
And as far from what I know about this case, like he's constantly critical about the game, not to the point where he's like, no one should buy this game, but I enjoy playing. But here are the things wrong with it. And he was still partnered with the company, and they still sponsored him despite the criticism. But for whatever reason, like, this was a step too far. Because I guess no corporation wants to be associated with like free-to-play cancer. Like the cancer aspects of free-to-play. But it's counterintuitive, right? Because now they have all this bad press. And so now they're more widely being associated with cancer's free-to-play outside of, you know, more people than just their fan base. So they also just kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Alright, so where are we at right now as far as
we're
this?
finally on the last fucking enemy in this room.
Okay. After this, we can end the episode.
Okay, cool. He's also jumped like 40 levels compared to the last boss we fought.
Alrighty.
But of course, I have no right to complain because I don't grind.
It's free to play.
Free to play cancer. It says cancer!
You don't have love grind.
Okay, come on.
Because it's kind of different, like with paid
Come,
like
Daddy.
products. Like I can complain about like, kind of like I guess the upfront like huge pricings for like DLC for like Fire Emblem, but it's not like something I really need.
But it's something that like
I mean, it definitely helps with the experience for sure.
yeah, and I get that, but there's still like. So I really don't like Fire Emblem's DLC policy, in that the kind of DLC they put out are really comparable to the Gaiden chapters that were there in other Fire Emblem games. They were just a part of the game itself. So in that respect, it's just like you're just monetizing on an aspect of the game that was there
That was
in
already
previous
there?
games.
Oh, okay. In that case, I didn't know about that. I was thinking about like. Well, I mean, also if you think about like the overall like amount for DLC for like Awakening, that was pretty high when you actually look at every single aspect of it.
Oh yeah. Well, that like Awakening just flooded you with DLC, and it, like you can kind of justify it because it was all throwbacks to previous Fire Emblems.
Sure.
So I mean, I could kind of justify paying for that.
And Fates was just like, okay, there's just additional things. It didn't feel like as much as I paid for.
Yeah. Although the DLC in Fates felt more like they should be Gaiden chapters.
Yeah.
Or like the way. This is my biggest beef with Fire Emblem Fates.
Beef.
Is that, you know, Fates really forced the child aspect into it. You know, they took like,
oh my god, yes.
people liked an Awakening, we gotta force into Fate somehow. And the core storytelling element they used to justify that was bullshit. It's like, oh, there are actually alternate universes out there, and the kids can travel between universes somehow. So you can have kids. Isn't this just like Awakening? Except it's made even worse by the fact that a lot of kids in Fates were worse than their parents in terms of gameplay. So why would you ever? I'm talking to you, Shiro. Like, why would you ever use Shiro over Ryoma?
Yeah, you're right about that.
Or whatever the fuck Xander's son's name was over Xander.
Oh, Sigbert?
Yeah, why would you ever use Siegbert? It's a dumb name.
I'm not a big fan of him either, I'm sorry.
And, like, the map you have to go through to get Siegbert is just ridiculously difficult, so
yeah,
why would you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, Fates came out with a line of DLC that kind of explored, like, your children and their relevance in the grand scheme of things. While the story wasn't perfect,
It wasn't really, no.
it was still way better than, like, the justification for putting them in the main line. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, why not just have that as one comprehensive DLC that you buy for like $10? Because that's about how much those maps were worth altogether, even though they charge you separately and it came out to be more than $10. And, you know, keep the children out of the mainline game and
keep them in
introduce them there.
In DLC, okay.
Why not just do that?
Yeah.
But, you know,
No.
fuck it. Money, right? Am I right?
No, people love Gale Force, so we're going to take that out, but keep the children in.
We're also going to make you pay for DLC that'll let you grind Gale Force items, so we're just going to monetize on the most the real most popular aspect of Awakening,
Gale Force.
and also make you buy DLC and grind for Aether. Because why not?
Yeah.
And in order to grind for Aether, we're going to make you endure the one map from Radiant Dawn that everybody hates.
Yeah. Until you're so beefy that it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yep. It's just hordes of enemies. Come at me. But that's the nature of 3DS Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
And I say this, but I still love Awakening and Fates. But the love is balanced with how much I hate certain aspects of those games.
Yeah.
And that brings me back to Echoes, and that I still haven't played it yet. But I'm really glad that Echoes doesn't make your characters or isn't as exploitative, it seems like, as Fates and Awakening.
It seems pretty fair, like, with what you just get up front. DLC, just people are complaining about, like, how expensive it looks like up front.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the season pass is, like, $44. That's, like... I mean, the game's, like, $40 or $35 even.
Yeah.
So...
You're basically buying 2 games there.
Essentially, yeah.
Like, I guess I'll have to withhold judgment based on how the DLC is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there are certainly games, like, off the top of my head, like, the DLC for Fallout New Vegas, like, I would gladly, like, I don't regret paying the money for DLC in that game. Like, I don't regret it at all. Because it provides a story that seems separate from the mainline, Fallout New Vegas. And all the DLC were all, like, comprehensive, so they were all, in themselves, like, 20-hour long, like, DLC segments that are combined together. And they were only, like, $10 each. So I felt like I got what I paid for out of that. But, when you give comparable prices to single maps and Fire Emblem games, it's like, this is bullshit. These are just guidance chapters that I would get for free.
I mean, like, I guess, like, what I like is just to get something out of, like, the map that I carry over into, like, the main line.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, like, with the whole, like, experience and, like, rare items and stuff like that. There's also, like, a ridiculous, like, overclass DLC. Pretty much, like, it's pretty much Limit Breaker. Although, for me, like, I don't really see much, like, a valid reason why I would personally get it, because, like, once you max out your characters, like, that's all you really need. And the game just becomes, like, super easy at that point. Here comes the motherfucking rain.
Make it
rain.
Wow, this turned out, with all our opinions in DLC, this turned out to be an extra long, extra thick episode.
Please don't say extra thick. Now with, like, 3 girls, like, just, like, sitting here.
And they could all use a bit more thickness.
Alright, we're gonna end the episode here. Alright, so thank you so much for watching this episode of DangIT Plays Online Lost Arguments. See you guys in the next episode. #bye.
#bye. I'm gonna exit this dungeon and auto grind for a little bit.
Yes.